Hello, YouTube fam. How y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, the channel where I rant and I review. I'm your host, Uncle Tim, man. Fuck out of here. I'm so tired of people fucking with me, man. For various reasons and saying that you're not really a toy collector. You don't know the names of the actual figures that you collect. It's like you're trolling us. It's like you don't really know what you're doing. You're just buying stuff. Okay, at the end of the day, it's my money. I can buy what I want with my money. At the end of the day, does it really matter how much I know about the actual subject I talk about? Bro, if I like the figures and I have fun talking about them, I'm not on know every name. Sometimes I may mispronounce shit, but don't beat me down, bro. Damn, y'all be going hard. Like, no, motherfucker, you supposed to know. You supposed to know every damn thing, bro. Come on now. No, I'm gonna be honest, man. Half of the shit that happens when you collecting toys be your own damn fault, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. Sometimes shit, I should know the names of some of these figures, and I should know some of the backstories. It's just too many backstories to know, man. And it's too much of shit that I just honestly don't give a damn about, man. At the end of the day, do I like the figure? I mix figures up. I put Marvel with DC sometimes, DC with Fortnite with Mortal Kombat with My Hero Academy, Mortal Kombat with Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat with Tekken figures. Man, I don't care. My whole thing is it's about what I like. One of the main things that I love about this channel that I think a lot of people don't understand, it's not, actually recording videos and things like that. It's talking to you all. It's just talking, getting your feedback, your thoughts on certain things. Hey, Unc, man, I didn't see it that way. The way I seen it, Unc, I seen it this way. Maybe you should do it from this angle, and I'm sitting there like, okay, maybe you should look at different toy lines, that are affordable, that way you can speak to the collector that's on a budget. To be honest, I'm a collector on a budget. But see, a lot of people, oh, you buy all that shit and you got all that shit behind you and you do all this stuff, bro. But everything I do is on a budget. Somehow, some way, it's all basically like that. And that's what collecting is, knowing your budget. See, a lot of people don't know their budgets. They know your budget, but they don't know theirs. My thing is, and I say this to everybody collecting, and I say this so many videos, I think people don't understand. When you first collecting, you're going to find everything. And I'm going to tell you something. You will. You're going to find, if you go to Ross right now, you'll find at your Ross or any other Ross or any Ross that got some shit in it, you're going to find a lot of stuff. And you'll be like, man, I must have really did something. I got all this stuff and ain't nobody getting it. Maybe people have it already. Maybe people don't want it. Or maybe you struck first and you got, some good stuff. And, believe me, I think it's like the third one. You struck first, you got a good deal, you found some good things, man, and it could be 1 and 2 too. See, collecting is a whole plethora of stuff, man. It's not just one thing. Every collector is different. You got collectors who will go spend $20,000 on a video game collection, an action figure, collection, or just overall $20,000 worth of comic books or Funko Pops, bro. At a glance, now I talked to y'all about picking up a collection off of somebody where I offered a lot of damn money for the collection. And at the end, it was being picked apart because the person went and looked on eBay and whatnot and Amazon and started looking at them prices of what he could actually get for the stuff he got. But see, I talk to a lot of people and they don't understand. When you selling it yourself on places like eBay and whatnot, you may not get what that person is offering. If I'm buying everything off of you, if I offered you $20,000 for everything that you had, you may make $40,000 on eBay. But you got to pay fees, bro. That 40,000 may turn into 30. Then if you charge free shipping, that 30 jumps down to 20. So you right back where the fuck you started at, minus all of that. See, the thing is, a lot of times when we want to sell stuff, we don't understand the bigger picture. The stuff that people want sell first. The stuff nobody wants don't sell. And if it does sell, you got to bundle it with so much stuff to get rid of it. You got like 10 G.I. Joes that nobody really know about, but you got them grouped together, making it look good. Yeah, have people buy. But you know what? When you get that 20 up front, and I'm going to explain it to you, that 20 up front, that's different. That's in your hand right away. It's not 20 in your hand later on. It's 20 in your hand right now. And when it's in your hand right now, that's a whole different take on things, bro. It's a whole different spin. You looking at it from a whole different angle. You like, wait, hold on. I just got 20 grand in my hand. There's no shipping. There's no best offers in there. There's no any damn thing. You got exactly what you asked for. If you came in here and asked me for $30,000 and we got it down to 25, and if you feeling good about it, and you looking at eBay and all that saying, well, I could have got more, I'm gonna tell you something. But you got to do more work. I'm gonna tell you. People tell you what they'll offer you, but when the deal is on them, they start changing it up. Oh, well, I don't want to spend that much. Now, all of a sudden, they don't want to spend that much. They done got you to spend an arm and a damn leg or come out a great deal to take another deal that ain't even worth what they offered. The guy, when I was trying to buy that deal, do you know he took out the U.S. flag? He took out the Cobra Terror drone. I didn't need another terror drone, to be honest. I didn't mind if he took it out. I didn't mind that he took the USS flag out. And I think a lot of people don't understand. It's no shade or hate towards G.I. Joe. We all know I like G.I. Joe. But when you think about the space, that takes a lot of space. Then he had some stuff from Inhumanoids. He had Transformers. He had Power Ranger shit. He had G.I. Joes. He had Masters of the Universe, New and Old. He had some Marvel Legends from Toy Biz and on up. He had some of every damn thing. DC Multiverse, bro. He had every damn thing. He had the shoes and he had some everything, bro. But you know what? Like I said, when people start getting in your ear, telling you can make way more money, that's when you missed the deal of a lifetime, bro. Deal of a lifetime means you did minimum work to get a good deal. Now you got it all out, including the stuff you didn't want, even stuff that wouldn't sell. You got visionaries in there, and I'm like, visionaries? Ooh, visionaries. Biker Mice from Mars, the original ones. And I'm like, dude, I'm just sitting here looking at this shit like, damn, really? He had some of the Exo Squad stuff. I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie. I had to hide the geek on my face because it was real back then, when I was doing this deal with him. And, he reached out to me a couple of more times because it didn't sell. Everybody else offered him way less, talking about the economy messed up, what's happening with Trump. They used all this shit on him, man. And I'm like, wow, for real? And he was like, man, if you still want to do this deal, we can come back at it. And I was like, no, man. I said, I'm okay now. I'm good. Man, you must didn't really want the deal. I said, no, the truth was, I said, you really didn't want to make the deal. I said, you basically shot the deal down 3 times. I said, man, shit. I said, bro, after that, I'm done. 3 strikes, you out. I said, I don't want to try a 4th time. I'm good. Whatever you doing with your deal, whatever you got going on over there, that's you. Bro, and I wish all the best for him. But I know what happened was people got in his ear. Oh, man, you could sell the flag for itself, for a portion of that. And you could sell the terror drone along with the flag and get way more together. But nobody told your dumbass that. I'm not calling him a dumbass or anything like that. I'm just saying in general. Nobody told your ass, you got to ship this stuff. Do you know how much it costs to ship the Cobra Terror drone? Just half of it. Half of it was damn near $100 to ship. But if you had specialty shipping with eBay, it was like $50. So 50 just for one part and 50 for the price you paid for, which was 100. And I'm sitting here thinking, bro, in order to ship all this shit, probably be $250. I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking, would somebody really want to spend that extra $250? I said, that's doable. I said, hell, if you live close enough, somebody could come get it. My thing was, I seen all this stuff in the basement. The basement was covered in stuff, man. And see, this is what makes me mad as a collector. He had comic books, too. He had cards, Pokemon cards. Yeah, that damn thing. But there was already a deal for the Pokemon cards with someone else. Comics, a lot of them went to somebody else. There was a few comics that was in a deal. Nothing major, but, and he had a few hats. And we all know I love these hats. So Dude, I'm just being real. You know, the deal looked really good. It was solid. And my wife was like, damn, so yeah, you about to put a chunk of cash down. You basically, you know, and I was telling her, I said, basically what it is, and we could do this, 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 and this. And I was explaining it to her. She was like, if you put it like that. See, you know, you come with somebody with a plan, a strategy. Dude, I ain't gonna tell you, I'm not a reseller, but you know what? If I got 40 of the same items, yeah, I might actually sell at least 20, 30. Because I was saying, man, I was talking to my wife and I said, hey, you know, I was thinking about doing a whatnot channel and doing it as Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews whatnot, you know. And I said, man, I could get some of the people from the channel to come over and, you know, if they looking for something, man, you got to think about it. Where else would you go? You'd be like, man, Unc said he found all this stuff and he found like 30 of them. So, man, I'm going to bid too, shit. I'm going to get over there and see what I could get. Dude, everybody like that. Everybody looking for a deal. Man, I was buying something from somebody a long time ago. They offered the price for $1,000. I said $999. I said it just like that. I said, I give you $999. And they said, why $1 less? I said, just to feel like I got a deal. I said, you was firm on 1,000, but I said, just $1 off. I said, I even feel much better. He laughed his ass off and gave it to me for $999. $1 ain't gonna hurt your ass at the end of the day, as he thought about it too. He was like, shit, that $1 ain't gonna hurt. You got to think who's gonna come and just buy it just like that. Not just buy pieces. You buy, like I said, most of the time, everybody buy the good pieces. You know, the good stuff. You left with all the bad stuff. You left with all the Robins. Everybody done bought up Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. You left with Robin. You left with 30 Robins. You like, nobody really want Robin. Or Superboy. You know, I think, what is his name? John Kent. Ain't nobody checking for his ass like that for DC Multiverse. And you like, man, I don't want none of this. Man, come on. See, this is what I talk about. What this channel is just real talk, man. You going out here making deals with people. And you in front of police stations, you know, making deals. I made a deal with somebody with a phone at a police station many years ago. And the police was just looking like, man, what are y'all doing? I said, I'm buying something from him, but I said, I ain't gonna go to his house or any damn where else. I said, I feel safe right here with y'all and all these damn guns. He laughed his ass off so damn hard, man. Because I was a damn idiot. Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Look, I'm not scared. It is what it is, bro. Look, if you gonna buy something, you gonna buy. I buy a lot of damn stuff. I never let that not be known. I buy a lot of stuff. You know, whether it's high priced or not. You know, I was talking to people about those $5 Fortnite figures, and I said, they ain't even $5. I said, I think they're $2.99 or something. You know, $3 at, you know, if you could find them at Ross. I said, shit, if I could find a whole wave, I'd crush that. Dude, that's how I was looking at the AEW figures. I said, if I could find these things at $2.99, $3.99, shit, I'd buy as many as I could. If, you know, of different figures as they got. People were looking at me like I was crazy, bro. No, that's real talking, bro. You got to understand, this shit is real. When you shopping, you shop the best that you can shop. Why are you shopping the worst? Like, I'm going to just shop for the worst shit I could get. Dude, being a collector is loving the hobby, loving the hunt. You can hunt online. I used to hunt on eBay. But one thing about eBay and whatnot, they costed a lot of damn money to me. They did. Because I studied seeing shit that I didn't have. And I just, you know, got buyers, you know, just, you know, got tunnel vision. I said, man, I got to get that. I got to get all of them. And I was just buying shit. Now, all of a sudden, I'm like, I got money in my pocket and shit. Yeah, eBay, man, please. eBay sent me coupons. I haven't seen a coupon on fucking eBay in years. They sent me coupons. Bro, look, when you spend money with people, they want to fuck with you. Shit, sellers are sending me coupons. This is how bad it is. Shit is over there is real over there. Y'all talking about eBay? Shit is real over there. Do you know what they're about to do next year? You talking about more fees? You talking about fees? Uncle Tim, you talking about fees. Bro, they talking about adding more fees. Just imagine, shit is already costing you an arm and a damn leg. More fees? Shit, no. Bro, please. Miss me with that shit. They talking about Whatnot. Do you know how long you got to be on Whatnot to actually make really, really good money? You see some of those people like Chase After the Price, Retro Rick, Harry Tornado, man, they be on for hours. They be on for like 4 and 5 damn hours on certain nights selling shit. Yeah, you may make a gaggle of money sometimes if you got stuff people gonna buy, but I don't know about being on air for 4 or 5 hours, bro. That's too much. Me, I'm a good 30-minute person at most if I'm gonna be selling shit. You know, even at that, you get tired after a while of typing shit in and all that. Shit. I don't know. It takes a lot, man. You know, sometimes we don't see what it is that we trying to do or what we want to do. You know, sometimes we get in the way of our own self, man. There's not a such thing as coincidence. Shit happen. You see shit happening again, it's a pattern. You need to pay attention to it. Patterns exist all over the place. Collecting is a fucking pattern. If you normally hunt at Target, you gonna hunt at Target again. If you shop at Walmart, you gonna shop at Walmart again. Same way with Ross. All these DD's discounts, Ollie's. You don't do all these damn things again. But then all of a sudden you start breaking a pattern and start shopping at 5 different places. Like, man, you know, I'm gonna go over here now. I'm gonna go over there now. That's a good ass thing to do. Dude, I'm just talking about if you're gonna spend your money, spend it wisely, bro. Don't go out here trying to break the bank. Don't try to make yourself better than anybody, bragging about shit. I don't brag about nothing. I learned my lesson with that. Running your damn mouth. Because, see, sometimes when you run in your mouth, you just run in your mouth. You know, you ain't got nothing coming out of it. You just running it. You know, you just want to be seen and shit. Dude, I don't want to be seen anymore. My thing is, on this channel, this is what we do. We rant and we review. We review sometimes, but we rant a lot. Toys in the background. I show shit. You know, it is what it is, man. But I push going to stores that are by you. If you got Targets by you, check them out every now and then. Now, again, a lot of places got collectors in them, and they go in faithfully every damn day. You know, the guy was like, man, he said, man, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? I was like, man, I'm on vacation, bro. He was like, oh, that's real talk. Did you do anything? And I'm, you know, just like, yeah, we went somewhere, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't tell people every damn thing. So, you know, we sitting there chopping it up. And he was telling me, man, you missed some stuff. It was some dudes coming in buying some shit, man. Maybe, you know, I was like, man, maybe you let me know I buy it up for you and, you know, and you could come buy from me and, you know, just same damn price. And I'm like, damn, like, I'm like man, I'm like, you make connections with people. You talk to people. Sometimes people got problems, man, and they want people to talk to. And I'm not saying you leverage talking to people to get favors or anything like that. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about sometimes you need to talk to people yourself. Sometimes listening is a good thing, bro. I'm just saying, you know, collecting is about paying attention. You know, people tell you when they got stock in, they tell you when stuff coming, you know, like when I was at Ross one time, they told me when they get their trucks and when they get stuff. It wasn't nothing creepy, like I was gonna try to rob them or nothing. They knew. I come in and buy toys. Bro, if you know somebody gonna come in and buy your toys, you let them know. That way, shit, maybe I could get some more hours this week. Because hours in stores work, you know, employee hours work based on sales from the previous week. If you ain't got no sales the previous week, you ain't gonna have no damn hours. But if you got sales, guess what? You gonna have hours. People do the math in their head and be like, well, you know, I want some hours. You know, I got some shit I gotta buy. Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas coming up. Man, look. This Ross year is a lot different from the previous Ross years, bro. I got into a whole lot of different toy lines. We got the NBA stuff from, you know, starting lineup. We got the Halo stuff that I forgot all just about. We got Final Faction stuff down there, man. We got what's that? Earth Defenders, you know, Ming the Merciless and Buck Rogers. Not Buck Rogers. You know who I'm talking about. I forgot the names. Damn. But you know what? That's the funny part about all this, man. When you sit back and just take a look and just look at everything that you got. And I tell you, it's a blessing and it's a thing to be thankful of. You know, collecting is not easy, bro. Sometimes it tries your patience. Just like with anything else you love, bro. You lose your shit on it sometimes. And you want to quit. Then all of a sudden you be like, man, ain't no quit. I'm just gonna go ahead and just buckle down and see if I can find anything. But till later, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.